Hey, yo! Welcome to Ralph Reads, brought to you by TURN, the United Ronin Networks. My name is Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4. The legal, the loyal, the regal, the royal Ronin Ralph, your master of ceremonies. I would like to take this time to say thanks for joining me on Ralph Reads, and to please tell a friend to like, share, comment, and subscribe to TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. On this edition of Ralph Reads, I will bring the original screenplay. Notice how I emphasized original, because this version of the screenplay did not make the 1979 Paramount Pictures release and had to be rewritten by Walter Hill and David Shaber. It's based on the Sol Yurik novel of the same name, The Warriors. We are celebrating the 40th anniversary of this cinema cult classic, and today we will bring it to a close. Let the reading commence. Cut to the subway station, Union Square. The fox hurries through the underground concourse, trying to figure out which way to go. He pauses to look up at the maze and labyrinths of overhead signs. IRT, Flushing Line, Broadway, 7th Avenue, East Side Shuttle, Uptown, Downtown. The fox stares just under the ceiling, a sign that read BMT Brooklyn, yellow arrow pointing off to one side. Main concourse, the fox trotting up some steps. He threads as quickly as he can through the crowd. One last turn. Cut to the BMT platform. On a lower level than the main concourse, the fox appears at the top of the steps, pauses, his face eagerly searching the crowd. Many waiting passengers, but no warriors. The fox anxiously checks the other way. Another throng of waiting passengers, but no warriors. The fox lingers another moment just to be sure. No warriors. With a troubled look, he turns back from the stairs toward the main concourse. Cut to the corner of the crowd. Someone didn't notice. One of the big-time punks, dressed in severe black on roller skates. The punk starts gliding after the fox. Cut to another concourse. The fox wandering along the concourse. The punk still roller skating along. He gives the high sign. Then comes a second punk across the concourse. This one is on foot. He begins to drift after the fox. Now both punks shadowing him. Cut to the station platform. Snowball comes down the aisle. He sits on a bench next to Rembrandt and Cowboy. They look at him wide-eyed. "Where's everybody else?" Rembrandt inquired. Snowball shakes his head. "Oh, Jesus," Rembrandt retorted. "You sure?" Cowboy asked. Snowball makes a fist. "Swan?" Rembrandt continued to ask. Snowball simply shrugs. "What about the rest?" Cowboy asked. Snowball turns his thumb down. "Oh, God," Rembrandt retorted. "What a night," Cowboy yelped. Pause. "We got to check and see if anybody else made it," Rembrandt said, then stands while the others look at him. Then all three begin to move away. Cut to the fox, still wandering through the station. His glance is suddenly caught by something to one side. A penny arcade. a large male figure watching the fox. The outline of a tall, husky man in a broad-rimmed hat. A life-size mannequin dressed like a Western sheriff, 6 shooter guns and all. The fox slows to look at the sheriff. The sheriff looks right back. The fox turns, heads into the arcade. The 2 punks slowly follow the fox. Their glance moves from the arcade to somewhere further ahead. 4 more punks move back to a wall from where they can keep the fox in view and settle themselves. The fox coming to stand across from the sheriff. For a dime, you get to match him in a shootout. The fox reaches into his pocket, pulls out a dime, puts it in the slot. "Draw, you," says the sheriff. The mannequin's mechanical arm jerked the pistols up. A recorded sound of gunshots filled the air. "Got you there that time, partner," the sheriff said. The fox gets steamed at the loss. He again squares off with the mannequin, getting another dime out. Cut to the entrance. Just outside the arcade, Mercy stands watching the fox. She seems uncertain, almost meek. Mercy comes in and edges up to him. "I thought I told you before.
I need to talk to you."
His eyes still on the sheriff. "You're gonna spoil my draw."
"Listen, I got to talk to you. See that dude over there?"
The fox simply looks blankly off into space.
"Yeah, the one in all black."
Gestures with her eyes.
"Over there."
The first punk lounging outside the entrance to the penny arcade, standing on his skates. The fox still facing the sheriff.
"He's after you, and he's got 5 of his friends with him."
"I know which one, and I know they're on my ass, but now they know I know it. Hey, you some lucky charm, ain't you, young lady?" He studies the sheriff again.
"Then what are you waiting for?"
Cut to the concourse. Coming along the side of the passageway, Snowball, Cowboy, and Rembrandt. Enter the arcade. The fox and Mercy. The cavalry. And it just rolled up. He drops the dime. In the same moment, draws the toy gun, fires. The sheriff groans. "You got me, partner," the sheriff moaned. The fox blows the imaginary smoke away from the barrels of his revolvers, reholsters the pistols, then turns and grabs Mercy's hand. "Come on, let's go." She hesitated.
"You mean I get to go with you?"
"Yeah, I guess so. You can't go back to those lame-ass orphans, if there's any of them left anyway."
"You sure change your mind fast."
"It's one of my traits. I was kind of rough on you back there." This is about as close as he came to saying I'm sorry.
"Listen, I can take care of myself."
"Yeah, I noticed." He pulls her along. Cut to the arcade entrance. The fox and Mercy come out of the arcade. The other 3 warriors approach. The fox flashes a signal with his eyes. The other 3 warriors, without hesitation, adjust to their course, drift along the other side of the underground floor, move parallel to the fox and Mercy. Cut to the punks. The punks come to attention, start to stroll after the warriors. Cut to the concourse. Rembrandt, Cowboy, and Snowball come over to the fox. He now waits with Mercy near the men's room door. "Where is everybody?" the fox inquired. "This is everybody," Rembrandt said matter-of-factly. A look between him and the fox. Then the other 3 warriors slip through the door. The fox takes Mercy's hand, starts after them.
Wait a minute, I can't go in there. That's the men's room.
You gotta be kidding me. The fox pushes her through the door. Further back in the concourse, and the 6 punks approach. They walk more slowly. Check around them to see if anyone is watching. Finally, they reach the door. The punks gathering in a phalanx, every man knowing his position. One man checking the flanks for police, another checking the rear. One last look to be sure that no one in the concourse is paying such attention. Suddenly, in each hand, a weapon. Knives, chains, razors, clubs, they tense for the rush. Crash through the door. In the men's room, the punks come barreling in, weapons ready. They stop, in surprise. The room is empty. No one at the urinal. No one at the basins. The punks halt. The first energy of their charge finds nothing to hit against. They stand for a moment in confusion. Their leader motions quickly for silence. Rolls slowly to a point opposite the 4 toilet stalls. Then he suddenly drops to his knees, looking under the door. Sees nothing. Gets up and starts slowly rolling to another position. Without moving his position, he cocks his head to look at the 2nd stall. Nothing. Then the 3rd. Nothing. The last stall, a pair of muddy boots planted on the floor. The punk leader smiles, gets to his feet, or rather roller skates, and positions the other punks along the other stalls. Then he rolls lightly to the door of the last stall. Readies his knife. He kicks the door open and starts to lunge, but he never finishes the move. However, a sharp hiss, and slowly his face turns bright, molten red. He staggers back, screaming as though he had suffered a terrible wound. Inside the stall, Rembrandt perched on the toilet. His spray can of red paint held before him, blasting away. 2nd stall, the fox hears the commotion, bolts forward. Standing on the seat behind him is Mercy, screaming out a long string of curses. In the men's room, the doors to all the stalls slam open. A warrior jumps out from his perch on the toilet seat in each one. They fall on the punks. Snowball bashes one of the punks, breaking his nose, busting blood all over the wall. Disarms him using the bat he took from the Furies. He motions the next punk to try his knife. The punk faints once, then again. Snowball smashes the handle down. Then comes a scream of pain. Rembrandt charges from the toilet stall, spray can gushing, and then he administers a lighter and uses the spray can like a flamethrower. The punks throwing their arms up, trying to shield themselves from the oncoming fire. Cowboy circles one of the punks, avoids a knife thrust, grabs the punk's arm, pulls him close, and smashes him down. The fox, he's doing his job, kicks one punk in the balls, flattens him, flattens another with a left and a right, starts to work on a 3rd punk. Then 2 punks grab him. One holds him. The other smashes his face with a fire extinguisher. Then the body, then the face again. Snowball sees the fox is in trouble, slams one punk in the back, drops him. The other one holding the fox runs. Rembrandt, spray can still oozing fire. Punks were stumbling, slipping on the floor. Mercy screaming, shouting. The men's room, a red mist throughout. Smoke everywhere, blood dripping. The punks have had enough. Paint smeared, burned, dazed, they stumble back out through the door. Sudden quiet. The warriors look at each other through the red fog. When the smoke cleared, Rembrandt raises his spray can in victory. God bless the warriors! We are the warriors! Warriors! Jesus, we did it, Cowboy said. We did it. We did it. Yeah, Fox retorted. I can't believe it. Yup, we did it, Cowboy said matter-of-factly and puts his arm around Snowball.
God, Morris, you guys were great. You kicked their ass. I mean, you really kicked their ass.
Hey, Fox, Rembrandt asked. Yeah, you think we're going to make it? They just stand there, sweaty, paint-smeared, exhausted. The Fox touches his split lip and smashed eye. Shh, I don't know, but let's mark the spot where we won one. Rembrandt smiles, goes to the wall, grabs another spray can from his medicine bag, and paints a huge W. Cut to the high-walled room. The new Cyrus lies on a couch, headphones plugged into a switched-on tape deck. 3 of his warlords stand nearby. The door opens. A courier enters. Shit's going on all over the city. The Turnbull ACs missed them. The Lizzies creamed one. The Furies creamed one, but then they got creamed. And the orphans, damn near all of them are dead. The orphans? They're not on a network. But they bopped anyway. What about the patrols? Nothing. But we got somebody here that you ought to talk to. He says he saw who shot Cyrus. A tall, thin Maasai standing in the doorway, looking nervous. We might be looking for the wrong family. Cut to the new Cyrus, expressionless face. Cut to the subway, roaring along through the tunnel, headed for Coney Island. The warriors sit side by side. The Fox slumps down in the seat, weary, face battered. I don't know. It's got to stop. This ain't the way people live. Don't kid yourself, Rembrandt said. Where we were headed anyway, tonight just speeded things up. No, the Fox retorted. There's got to be some choice. Something besides getting our chased off and getting wasted. This don't happen every night, Cowboy retorted. Yeah, right. Not many conclaves come along either. The big Cyrus going to run the city. Some crap that was, Fox said matter-of-factly. Those cats uptown aren't going to let anyone, much less us, take it away from them. No way. They dropped the A-bomb on us first. Nah, Cowboy answered. Cyrus was right. It's all there. All we got to do is get it. The Fox looks over at Rembrandt. I'ma tell you something, Rembrandt, the Fox said. Don't let go of your spray can. It's your passport, in case you want to get out. Rembrandt smiles. Am I really that good? Rembrandt asked. Nah, the Fox said. You're great. You can make a living at it. What's your passport? Rembrandt asked. I'm working on it, the Fox answered. The train begins to slow. The doors open. Assorted late-night passengers, the 2 young couples returning from a prom, step on board. A lot of laughing and chatting. They move down the car and find 4 open seats. The doors close. The train starts again. Inside the train, the Fox's eyes gradually focus on the 2 couples across from him. The boys are wearing white dinner jackets, the girls in long summer formals. The fox looking at them. Mercy senses the fox's stare, opens her eyes and sees the couple. The two couples whispering, chuckling among themselves. One of the boys happens to glance at the fox and Mercy. Gradually, the two prom couples fall silent. They simply look at the fox and Mercy across the aisle. The fox and Mercy, all at once, they are aware of how they must look. Covered with mud, paint, subway tunnel dirt. Mercy makes an attempt to pull down her skirt. The fox tugs at his jacket. The other couples, one of the boys protectively takes his date's hand. The fox, his face darkens. Mercy makes an attempt to straighten her hair. He pulls her hand down. Through the window, an approaching station is visible. The train slows, stops, the doors open. The two prom couples rise, quickly leave the car, but at the edge of the door, the girl's corsage brushes against it. It falls to the floor, just inside the train. The girl moving too quickly to notice. The doors close, the train moves on. The windows, nothing but the reflections of the warriors. The fox and Mercy staring at their reflections in the glass. Cut to the elevated platform in Coney Island. Sunrise. The train pulls in. Dawn beginning to streak the sky. Inside the train, the door opens and the weary warriors step out. Snowball, Rembrandt, Cowboy, the fox and Mercy. Then, just before the doors close, the fox turns, stoops, and grabs the falling corsage. Mercy looks at him. He shrugs, hands her the flowers.
What's this for?
Some people like flowers. I hate seeing anything go to waste, you know what I'm saying? She takes the flowers.
What's your real name?
He's got his head down. Can't quite look her in the eye. Francis. Francis Conroy. They call me the fox because of Francis, you know, and because I'm smart. Pause.
Francis Conroy. I like that name.
Yeah, don't wear it out. We better go. The warriors approach the steps at the side of the platform. Just as they are about to start down, they pause, look out. All of them too tired to show any emotion. We made it, Rembrandt said. Yeah, looks real great, Cowboy uttered. Is this where we bopped all night to get back to? Coney Island, the tenements, the beach, the litter. The fox still looking. Home, sweet home. Cowboy, when you're right, you're right. The hard part is trying to figure out if it's even worth stealing.
I don't think you're going to hang around here much longer.
How come you say that? The fox asked.
I don't know. Just a feeling.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll just take off. He starts down the steps.
Wait for me. You know I like traveling too.
Huh, you like traveling? Where did you ever go?
I've never been anywhere. I just know I'd like the sound of that.
She follows him down the stairwell. The warriors, a view from across the street as they wearily clump down the stairs. Cut to a Cadillac hearse, driven by the rogues. Luther is next to Cropsy behind the wheel. As the warriors reach the street, he taps Cropsy's arm. Cropsy turns the key, starts the motor. The warriors moving groggily along the sidewalk. Just beyond them, the hearse pulls away from the curb, starts creeping alongside them. The fox walking with the rest, dog-tired, his head down, seeing nothing. Then gradually, the sound of the Cadillac's engine begins to penetrate. He lifts his head, glances over. Inside the Cadillac, Luther sitting beside Cropsy. The fox, no change of expression. He simply drops his eyes again, looking straight ahead. A clam bar diner is 50 or 60 feet up the block. Mercy is walking tiredly on one side of him, Rembrandt on the other. "Duck behind the clam bar," the fox ordered. They walk a few steps together. "What are you talking about?" Rembrandt asked. A few more steps. "Duck behind the clam bar," the fox reiterated. Another pause. "What the hell for?" Cowboy asked. "Just do it! Do it!" the fox commanded. He suddenly cuts into an alley beside the clam bar, drags Mercy after him, the other warriors following. The Cadillac stops sharply, the warriors pulling up winded in the service alley. It runs along behind the hot dog stands. "We got one more bop to go," the fox said matter-of-factly. "What the f is this? Who are those guys?" Rembrandt asked. "Let's bag this one," Cowboy said. "I had enough for the night. We don't even know these dudes." "I do," the fox said. "That's them?" Rembrandt asked. "Yup. The rogues. The ones that wasted Cyrus. Now they're here to waste us," the fox said matter-of-factly. "I got an idea. Let's run," Cowboy said. "Yeah, right," Rembrandt agreed. "Yeah, sounds great." "Where we gonna run to?" the fox asked. A long pause. They look at one another. "Let's get even." Snowball speaks. It's the first time he's ever spoken. "Hey, nobody ever thought you even had a tongue," Cowboy said jokingly. "Let's get even. For Cyrus, for Cleon, for Vermin, for Cochise, for Ajax, for Swan," Snowball said matter-of-factly. Tension building. "Why not?" the fox said. "We got to," Rembrandt said. "Yeah, off them off rogues," Cowboy said. "I'm ready to bop." Now all of them are ready to fight. Cut to the street. The hearse is still there. The fox draws Mercy to the end of the building. "Look, you wait a couple of seconds after we move, then cut the other way up the alley. Take your first right and follow it to the beach. There's some steps down under the boardwalk and you wait there," the fox commanded.
Why can't I stay with you?
"Just do what I tell you, okay?" She's almost afraid to meet his eye.
Listen, I never had anything like this. I don't want to lose.
"Just do what I tell you." The warriors begin moving down the alley, peer between the building towards the street. Cut to the street. The Cadillac is moving again, keeping pace with them. The warriors still moving along the alley, eyes searching right and left. Rembrandt passes a pile of junk furniture, suddenly reaches to the right, snaps off the leg of a chair. Cut to the street. The hearse still moving along. The rogues watching every break between the buildings. The warriors. Cowboy breaks the radio aerial from a car, snaps it like a buggy whip. The fox grabs a loose pipe, jerks it off a brick wall. Snowball hefts his ball bat. "You guys must be looking for trouble," a voice said suddenly. They all looked down the alley. Swan, just standing there, very calm, actually smiling for the first time. As for the warriors, boy, are they glad to see him. Now all smiles. "The Cadillac, that's that bunch that got Cyrus," Fox said matter-of-factly. "Yeah, and nailed us with the blame," Rembrandt agreed. They're the reason we're the only ones left, Cowboy said. Maybe we better give them a chance at what they want. Pause.
Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play.
Everybody packed? Swan asked. The Fox, yo. Cowboy, yo. Rembrandt, yo. Snowball, yo. Everybody stay behind me, Swan directed. I'm gonna take him out in the sand. What about you? You pack? The Fox asked. Swan raises his arm, flicks his hand. A huge Bowie knife suddenly appears. Flicks his hand again, the knife disappears. Let's do it. They turn down the alley. In the hearse, the rogues peering left and right. Luther suddenly points ahead. Down the street, the warriors move into the clear, head for the beach. Cropsy tromps on the accelerator. The warriors step away from the tenements of Old Coney Island. Cut across the sand. The beach. The warriors move steadily forward, all of them a step behind Swan. Sounds of the ocean, early morning light, punctuated by the Cadillac engine as the hearse intersects their path, 40 yards in front of them. Swan, seeming not to pay attention to the hearse, looking out at the sea as he walks. The warriors still moving steadily forward, the rogues ahead of them, now out of the hearse and waiting. Swan walks near Luther, stops, still looking out at the sea, then turns to look at the rogues on the beach. 5 warriors, 11 rogues, all eyes locked on one another. Luther's empty hands at his sides. The other rogues carry tire irons, ball bats, bicycle chains, etc. A big grin is on Luther's face. When we see the ocean, we figure we're home. We're safe, Swan said, an almost detached quality to his voice. He's looking out toward the horizon line on the sea. This time you got it wrong, Luther said matter-of-factly. Cyrus was a big man, Swan said. He had a big idea. Still looking at the sea, then he turns, faces Luther for the first time. Why did you do it? Why did you shoot Cyrus? Luther grins.
No reason. I just like doing things like that. If that prick over there hadn't seen me, you guys will be okay. But I guess you already thought of that too, haven't you?
Pause. Let's do it. Me and you. Luther continues smiling. Now has his hand in his pocket.
1-on-1? Kiss my ass. You're all dead. All of you, and you know it.
I don't think so. Luther raises his hand, slowly. Magnum 357.
You don't hear too good. You're dead,
Swan smiles. The big gun starts to come up. Go level. Swan pivots. Gun blasts and flick. Chunk. Luther screams. Swan's Bowie knife has gone entirely through his forearm. Blood flowing everywhere. The 357 falls harmlessly at his feet as the blood drips on top of it. Swan steps forward, kicks the gun over to the warriors, jerks the knife out of Luther's arm, wipes the blood on his pant leg. The rogues and warriors, stunned by the sudden violence, Luther falls to his knees in the sand, clutches his ever-flowing bloody arm, begins to cry. Swan just standing there, looking at the rest of the rogues. The rogues glance at one another, and the crying Luther, they start forward. A reluctant army, but willing to fight. The fox, a wide smile across his whole face. I think you guys got bigger problems than bopping with us. His eyes glance beyond the rogues. Riffs! Nearby sand dune, a ring of silent faces, the Gramercy Riffs. 100 of them. The new Cyrus standing at the fore. The warriors, all of them smiling, except Swan. Cut to the exterior of the beach, the Riffs now totally circle the warriors and the rogues. Luther still on his knees, still crying. The new Cyrus looks down at Luther, then at Swan. You guys gave us a bad night, Swan uttered. Bad night, my son. It was huffed up, the fox said matter-of-factly. We lost 4 guys, 3 of them dead, 1 in jail, all because of this shit. Yeah, sorry about that. But we're here to make it right, 'cause we found who we're looking for. He looks at Luther. You warriors are good. Real good, the new Cyrus said. The rest is ours. Let's go home, Swan commanded. They start across the beach. The Rifts opens a path for the warriors to leave. Watching them go, they turn. The rogues are no longer visible inside the circle as Luther is heard with the rest of the rogues screaming, yelling in agony. Cut to the warriors. Rembrandt walking close to Swan. Tears start to come to his face. We made it. We made it, Rembrandt said. I don't believe that we made it. Why not? Cowboy asked. We're the warriors. A quiet tone in Rembrandt's voice. Yeah, we're the warriors. They're at the ocean's edge. Cowboy and Rembrandt walk to the water, stand there ankle deep. Swan standing alone. The fox and Mercy off by themselves. The fox looks at Swan, nods, takes Mercy and moves off up the beach. Swan and Snowball giving each other a high five, watching them all go. They turn and look back at the sea. The warriors are at home. We have reached the ending of the Warriors miniseries on Ralph Reads. I would like to thank you, queens and kings, fellow royalty, for stopping by. You may reach me via Facebook, Ralph Anthony Garcia, Instagram, Twitter, as well as Periscope at RGMC2407. Email me, rgmc2407@gmail.com, where if you would like to leave a donation, use the Zelle app or paypal.me/RGMC2407, or you may use Cash App. My cash tag is RGMC2407. You may also connect with me via my other channel, RGMC, Ralph Garcia, Master of Ceremonies, as well as this channel, TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. Fellow royalty, pick up a good book, read a good story, and set your good self free. I appreciate you, and I love you like cooked food. I will see you folks on the next edition of Ralph Reads. I'll leave you now with this quote from one of my favorite radio personalities, Mr. Magic. Persistence will always overcome resistance.